Okay, so we did a assignment creation. Let's do a quiz assignment. Essentially what this does for you is it creates a Google form in addition to that assignment that will have a due date and it will have points assigned. So if you already have a Google form created, you don't want to do this because it just creates more work. You might as well just create it as an assignment. But if you need a blank quiz, this is an option for you. So for example, I might do a quick check on line plots, complete the Google form attached. And then here, when I tap on that, it's going to open up that blank form that it just created in a new tab in Safari. And here I'm going to build it just like I would if I was creating the form on its own. The benefit to this is you know that it's attached, you know it's the right one. But again, if you're already using a Google form that you created, maybe you created it previously last week or you've used it year after year, don't reinvent the wheel. You can always just use a regular assignment and then attach your Google form to that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one and just show you what I mean by attaching a Google form to an assignment as opposed to using the quiz assignment. So I'm going to delete this draft because I don't need it. And I'm going to go back to create and I'm going to choose assignment. So let's do quick check for line plots, complete the attached form, and now I'm going to add, and this will actually be from my Google Drive because it's a Google form. Here in my recent, that's the quiz that I just created, and of course I don't want to use that one because it's blank. Here, we can use this Google form here. So I've selected it, and now I'm going to click on Add. And then I'm going to put the point value over here. Maybe this one was worth 15 points. Again, I want to use the due date. And then I can go ahead and either schedule this or assign it. Again, just like we did for the other assignment, don't forget you can put it in multiple classrooms if you want to. At this point, I'm just going to save this as a draft. And so now it's in gray, and you can see it says draft instead of scheduled like our last one did. One of the other options that you can use as more of a formative assessment is you can go to create and use question. And what's nice about this, I like to think of these almost like an entrance or an exit ticket. I know some teachers have used this as a lunch choice, but this is just a quick one question form, if you will, that's built into Google Classroom that the students can fill out. So in other words, maybe I want to ask the students, what is a line plot? In the instructions here, I could put use your own words to tell me what a line plot is. Again, I want to keep it short and succinct so that the students know what exactly I want them to do, but don't feel overwhelmed by needing to read too much. Now, I could choose to make this ungraded if I'm just using it as a check-in, and I can also choose to put a due date on here. Again, just like everything else, I could add a topic to it. I could assign this to multiple classes. I could schedule it, and I could save it as a draft. The only new thing here is because we're asking one question, you do have these two checkboxes down here. And the one says students can reply to each other, so they can see their responses, and then they can give feedback to their peers. And then the other one is that students can edit their answer. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on Ask, and this will post to my stream. So not only does it go to the classwork list, but it goes to the stream. Again, that defaults to the top. And so I may want to include that in my morning message. Please answer the quick question. And I'm going to write the word below because I want the morning message, my announcement, to be at the top of my stream. But then right below that is their question, what is a line plot, that they need to answer. The next thing I want to show you is using materials in our classwork tab. Now you'll notice that the last week of remote learning I had 2 that were posted here with the icon that looks like a bookmark. And I've put in the title here, optional. And the reason I put these 2 assignments in as material and not as an assignment is because there is no grade and there is no due date. So let's go through creating material. So I'm going to choose material from our drop-down list. Again, if we're in a remote learning environment and this is additional work that they could do if they wanted to, I'm going to start with the word optional in my title, and then I might go to Math Antics video as their optional. And here I might want to put in for the description, learn more about data and graphs from my friend at Math Antics. And if you're a math teacher and you haven't checked out Math Antics on YouTube, I highly recommend it. Now I'm going to add to this a YouTube link. And so here I'm going to search Math Antics data, and it's going to give me a return result of everything that you could find in that search if you were on youtube.com. And so once I find the one I'm looking for, we'll do mean, median, and mode. Once you select it, you can go ahead and choose add, and it will attach that YouTube video. Now, the nice thing about posting a YouTube video through Google Classroom is when a student opens this, it is a pop-up in the middle of a black window, and it doesn't actually take them to YouTube, which means at least you don't have to worry about them going automatically to another video that you haven't pre-screened. Now, because it's material and not an assignment, we don't have a due date and we don't have points to assign over here on the side. I'm going to go ahead and schedule this to go out tomorrow morning, and we will see it go to the top of the list in classwork. Next, in the Create menu under Classwork is Reuse Post. And the reason I want to show this to you is because you can pull from other classrooms as well as pull from previous postings that you've done in the same classroom. So I am in my Math AM, and you can see Google Classroom is smart enough to try to guess where I want to reuse a post from. So it pulled up my Math PM class. For example, if I posted here this assignment IXL M7 and I want to reuse it, I want students to go back to it. Once I select it, I need to go to reuse. I'm going to leave this defaulted as creating new copies of all attachments. And then when I click reuse, it takes me to the assignment that I can set up brand new. Okay, so it remembers the instructions that I had, the same title, the same point value. The only thing it doesn't remember or try to apply for you is the due date, because obviously it's not going to be the same due date as the first time you used it. So in this case, for example, I'm going to update this to say 6-1, and I'm going to take out the numbering. So the assignment title is week of 6-1, IXL M7. The directions are going to be the same. My point value is going to be the same, and I'm going to put in a new due date of June 7th at 5 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule this to go out tomorrow at 8 a.m.